Donald Trump had known this would happen, he would never have started the tariff war. Today, China has decided to bring one of America's biggest companies, Boeing, to its knees. Boeing, one of the world's leading aircraft manufacturers, has just lost its biggest customer after the U.S., China. China had placed orders with Boeing, and the planes were ready for delivery. But now China has refused to accept any aircraft from Boeing. Not only that, but China is also pushing forward with its own aircraft manufacturing and has nearly finalized its own planes. Boeing even pressured China to increase purchases, hoping to double its sales before China's own planes entered the market. But China is now turning to European aircraft manufacturers and plans to bankrupt Boeing by pulling away the largest market outside of America. This blow has caused Boeing's stock prices to crash in the market. Boeing CEOs have contacted Trump, worried that their company is on the verge of collapse. Not just China, other countries too, affected by U.S. tariffs, are following suit and canceling orders. Where China moves, the world follows. Now China is reaching out to European rivals, buying aircraft from them. When China orders, the rest of the world sees it as a green signal to do the same. This is a global shift. China is also ending imports of American beef, another billion-dollar blow. Instead, they are turning to Australia, whose beef industry is delighted with the new deal. China didn't wait to negotiate. They simply shifted their orders. China had fully prepared the aircraft deliveries with Boeing, but after being tariffed, they canceled everything. It's a direct message. We will go elsewhere. There are two types of trade deals: individual and state to state. Rare earth elements, for example, are traded state to state. China exports about $600 billion worth of these materials. It's now turning state-level deals into political statements. Soon, China may stop buying iPhones. At first, Trump imposed restrictions on Apple, then lifted them, then reimposed tariffs. Now he wants to lower them again. But the damage is done. China is making strategic moves to become fully independent. Look at Iran. Despite sanctions, they build their own cars, weapons, and systems. China is investing over $450 billion in Iran. Iran has reached a point where even with global sanctions, it thrives with Chinese and Russian support. America asked Iran to transfer its enriched uranium to Russia as part of the nuclear deal. Iran refused, saying, "How can we trust you won't back out tomorrow? We'll keep it here." This shook Trump. He thought Russia would help pressure Iran, but Iran boldly said no. Alliances shift quickly. Yesterday's friend could be tomorrow's enemy. Trump underestimated the global reaction. Europe once opposed China. Now they're doing business with China instead of the U.S. The beef industry is shifting to Australia. China is even talking to Yemen for new product imports. China's goal is to destroy America's corporations one by one, a strategy of death by 1,000 cuts. Next is the microchip industry. China is investing in AI and chip manufacturing. And the day they become fully self-reliant in chip production, American chip companies, worth trillions, will collapse. China will produce chips 70% cheaper with double the quality. China has already completed aircraft prototypes to compete with Boeing. Now they plan to export globally. They're telling Europe, "We're offering you hundreds of billions in business. What more do you want?" The $150 billion China once spent on American imports is now being redirected to other countries. China even aims to increase this to $200 to $300 billion, uplifting economies worldwide and getting allies in the process. Ultimately, China's economic plan is to make its own people richer, increase internal demand, and then buy globally. It has already lifted 900 million people out of poverty. A richer China means a stronger market, and that means more global buying power. In conclusion, China has made a clear decision to cripple America's corporations one by one. Boeing is just the beginning. Once a customer is lost, even removing tariffs won't help. And China knows, if they back down now, America won't spare them later. So China is creating new sellers and buyers, expanding trade, and offering huge business to countries ready to work with them. Rare earth elements were the first strike. Boeing is the second. The final collapse? Yet